I was just at home playing the video games when my ghost dog bit my games machine or something, and it zapped me into the video game world. And now I'm stuck, going from game to game trying to complete them or whatever, until I finally find my way back home. So I leap into some guy in an exposition meeting, where I find out that I work in stopping paranormal threats. Some bad guy called F.E.A.R is eating people for some reason. And if it's not bad enough that he's using people's bodies as his own personal McDonald's, he's also able to control a clone army through a psychic link. So as the newbie with no name, I join my teammates as we hunt for this feral F.E.A.R. It's pretty spooky as I make my way around, what with dead people's faces flashing up in front of me and everything. I'm pretty sure it's ghosts that are causing things to fall down, lights to explode and doors to shut on me. I'm sure my gun will come in handy when it comes to the ghosts. Me and other guy find a dead body. Then as I search the area for F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R finds me first and smacks me round the head. Luckily he doesn't eat me, instead he just tells me that everyone deserves to die. And I'd be lying if I didn't think he had a point. I wake up with F.E.A.R not there. Wow, abandoning me that quickly, I might as well start calling him Dad. As I make my way back to my comrades, I seem to get visions or something of what seems to be like a weird doctor and someone giving birth. Anyway, I've got no time to be concerned about this weird stuff going on, as I'm off with some soldiers to check out a dockside warehouse to find F.E.A.R. When we arrive there, I'm given a specialist mission, to open a gate. I get to the controls and there's a dead body, which I think probably isn't a good sign. When I get back to everyone else, they seem to have been killed by a little girl in a red dress. All that's left are their skeletons. You'd have thought these trained soldiers could have handled one little girl. No wonder I got the mission to open the gate. I make my way through the warehouse, shooting up the bad soldiers, and I don't feel guilty for all the cool slow-mo killing and stuff, because they're just clones. After shooting my way past numerous clones and seeing a bunch of weird stuff, I eventually find myself stumbling across the little girl. Thinking about the trail of dead she's left behind so far, and trying to shoot her with nothing happening, I get the heck out of there. 1-0 to you, red dress ghost girl. I eventually wake up with my colleagues looking at me. They suggest I Taylor Swift and shake it off, and so I continue my search for F.E.A.R. And this is when the weird stuff really starts to intensify, as I swear I can see the little girl walk past. After shooting a bunch of clones, the little red dress ghost girl turns up again, and I'm suddenly in a hallway with a pool of blood, and someone giving birth. Then eventually a skeleton jumps out me like it has a bone to pick with me, and I stain my pants a little. Then the little red ghost girl appears suddenly on a monitor, and I stain my pants a little further. This definitely isn't the type of inappropriate material I'm used to on monitors. I have to release a valve so it fills up this broken bridge section with water so I can cross. It takes me about 10 tries to get across, but then I do it first time. I start to really enjoy using the shotgun. One guy I cause so much damage to, it's like he never existed. And in the next room, I literally shoot a clone in half. It would save him 50% on clothes in future, if he wasn't dead. I make my way into a room and get a vision of F.E.A.R asking where Alma is. I'm thinking he's talking about the little ghost girl, but I don't know where she is. She's the one stalking me, officer. I make my way down to a shaft where Alma, the little red dress ghost girl, suddenly appears, coming towards me, and this time I completely soil my armour. Shortly after, she appears on top of a ladder. Seriously, can someone get a restraining order against this kid? If a little girl follows me about, it's fine, but you stalk one little kid and suddenly you're the weirdo. I make it to a room with a dead guy in a chair. There's someone with him until they're gone, and then the dead guy starts talking. But I thought he was dead, so I freak out a bit and shoot him, just in case. After taking out a small army of the clone soldiers, I get on a helicopter out of there, as we make our way to some type of headquarters where we think F.E.A.R may be. When I arrive at the headquarters, 2 soldiers I'm with are shot dead straight away. Well done. Weird stuff keeps happening as I make my way through the building, including a body that comes flying out of an office room, like the donut delivery guy's just arrived or something. Soon I come across these sort of ninja enemies, who are not only able to camouflage, but they also move faster than an Olympic athlete on crack. Or my dad when my mum told him she was pregnant. He was out of there quicker than the Flash. I come across some fat guy. A fat guy with ginger hair. Wow, when life hits hard, it hits really hard. He's definitely a weirdo, and whilst he opens a door for me, he then just stands there eating cheesy poofs. I make my way and get to what I assume is his desk, what with it being so tidy, and littered with cheesy poof wrappers. Plus, there's an answer machine message asking him to tone down his sex pest behaviours. I get into some fights with clones and end up putting some guy on a shelf. After fighting with a bunch more clones and showing off what I can do, I manage to get to the server room and reboot it. Eventually, I meet up with my colleague Jin. We don't know what's causing all the skeletons, but we're guessing it's not some sort of aggressive weight loss program. I shoot my way past some clone soldiers and I get to a hostage of theirs. This guy's been wired with explosives.
Can you do something about these bombs?
Sorry mate, I don't remember watching how to defuse bombs in between Thundercats and Ninja Turtles cartoons. I get caught in a trap, and I can't walk out. But after I take these peeps out, the demolition team arrive. They take me by surprise though, and it's lucky for them that I'm a rubbish shot. They blow a hole through the wall and then we make our way through to the guy with the explosives tied to him. This is the one time in his life where he doesn't want to have a blast. The demolition expert goes to do his thing and a fire alarm is triggered, so it's up to Muggins here to check it out. I sort that out and then Alma decides to give me a heart attack before I go to the roof. I shoot my way past the clones to get there, and then the ATC have turned up and start shooting at Bishop. I think they're the ones we've been helping out and now they're hostile, so I go around blasting them to bits. Eventually, I catch up to Cheesy Poof's guy and he's asking for help. No, not for being ginger, but to get the hell out of here. I then see a scientist who I'm wondering if he's caught in the vent, if he just likes to hang out there, or if it's some kind of research. It doesn't take too long for his research to complete though. I continue through the lab shooting the clones and making the noise until I see Cheesy Poof going off in an elevator without me. Then the rotund sausage puts turret guns on me. Never mind filling in with Cheesy Poofs, I'm going to fill in with lead. The turrets are everywhere and annoying, but I soon feel better when I see Cheesy Poof stuck in a vent. I start to wonder if it's going to be one of those naughty online videos if I hang about. Anyway, I soon come across F.E.A.R and he goes on and on about how there's going to be a war and there's going to be fire and burning in the streets, blah blah blah. Then I see some of the ATC guys in a fight with someone. I don't know who, but I know it's not me because they'd already be dead. Then I get in a fight with Robocop's nemesis, and then I get into a fight with some clones. And then I laugh when one checks on one of the others to see if he's okay, and the other one tells him to shut up. I'm making my way to Alice Wade's office, and after seeing F.E.A.R and Alma on a monitor, I get to a lift where Alma also shows up. This is the one time you don't want to make a joke about going down. Eventually, I get to Alice's room, but she's not there, so I start making my way to her dad's office. I manage to pick up a new weapon, and I don't know what it is, but it literally makes people jump out of their skin, which is something I almost do when I see Spider Alma, who really freaks me out. After a bit of a shootout, I manage to make my way to Alice Wade. When I get there, she's tied up and on her hands and knees. But I don't have time for kinky stuff, so I just escort her out of there. We get to a lift, but some naughty guards keep stopping the lift on different floors, so I shoot them up. Alice ends up getting annoyed and says,
"You don't have to kill everybody."
"Oh, I'm sorry, Alice. Would you prefer it if I stood aside and let them shoot all over your face?" Alice and me get split up because of my affinity for shooting people, and then as I catch up with her near the evacuation helicopter, it's blown up. Because when aren't they? Suddenly futuristic robot drones decide to turn up, and Alice runs off because she wants to see her dad. I pretend to understand what that would feel like. I continue to shoot my way past Skynet's dumb cousin robots, and eventually see that Alice has driven off in her car, and she didn't even bother to offer me a ride, or give me a lift. Eventually, I get a helicopter out of there, but guess what happens? Yep, my helicopter goes down, and it proves that helicopters go down easier than my ex-girlfriend, which is impressive because she'd go down on anyone, except me. I hang about because my comrades are injured. Then this guy tries to chat up my colleague Jin with the best hookup line.
You Korean?
My boy is happy to make his moves on someone who's either seriously concussed or has brain damage. At least he doesn't judge though.
Just let me know if you need a little mouth to mouth.
I make my way through this crummy old building and looking around, I think I've stayed in far worse places than this. I've been to Butlins after all. Seriously though, seeing a place like this does get me all nostalgic back to my heroin days. Not doing heroin, but selling it. It really made an impact on people's lives. For a short while at least. I guess that's the thing about heroin. Causes a lot of death. I start getting images that F.E.A.R has Alice, and I start to wonder if that means she's dead. Stuff gets really weird as Alma starts popping up again, and then these vehicles keep popping up. But I start to wonder if these clones got their license off a box of Pringles, as they can't stop crashing. After facing off against more clones and then some more of the ninja type peeps, I end up against 2 of the Robocop thingies, which is only slightly less torturous than having to sit through another Marvel movie. I eventually catch up with Cheesy Poof, who's been spending his time getting rid of evidence. Well, we all empathise with that, mate. I continue to look, well, for everyone really, whether that's F.E.A.R, Alice or her daddy. I do see Cheesy Poof guy though, who gets shot by who I'm assuming is Alice's dad, Harlan. When I get to Cheesy Poof, he suggests I divert power to the door. Okay, so I do that. Then Cheesy Poof says I should blow the whole place up and get him some fried chicken. Just kidding. About the fried chicken, not blowing up the whole place thing. He really did mean that. You see, he's fearful that Alice's daddy, Harlan, will release Alma, and the last thing the world needs is a little stalker ghost girl in a red dress that can literally rip your skeleton out of your body. Stuff continues to go weird as I end up seeing F.E.A.R, and he tells me that I'm Alma's kid, or something, I don't know. I do know that I shoot him though, and then I get images that both he and Alice are dead. Not sure if that was me or not. I get to Harlan, who spews exposition whilst naked Alma turns up, and despite his attempts to get a good grab of naked Alma, he is soon deaded. He's lucky he was trying to touch up older naked Alma, because if he was trying to touch up naked kid Alma, he'd have been in even more trouble than dead. I follow naked Alma, and I think that if she's my mum, it gives me really awkward feelings about this erection. I'm soon attacked by, I don't know what they are, but maybe they're ghouls or whatever, or they represent some sort of sperms that didn't make it. Either way, I just shoot them, and for some reason that works. I do the stuff I need to do to cause the explosions, and I finally manage to make it out in time for the massive explosions to happen. I eventually get picked up by a helicopter, but I trust these about as much as I trust my dad will someday come to see me, and he's dead. We all know that something is going to go wrong, and of course, Alma makes an appearance. And with that, I'm lucky enough to be off to another game. Oh boy.